Here's the thing about magic. It's not what you think. It's not wands and cauldrons, unless you want it to be. No judgment. Magic, at its heart, is simply intentional living. It's the practice of paying attention, of hitting pause, of writing yourself a love letter in the form of how you spend these darkest days. And if that sounds woo-woo to you, good news. You can think of this entire practice as elevated self-care, ancestral mindfulness, or simply 13 nights of getting your head on straight before the new year. Call it whatever makes you comfortable. The name you give it changes nothing about its power. So, what exactly are we doing here? For thousands of years, our ancestors, long before smartphones, before electric lights, before the tyranny of productivity culture, practiced something profound during the darkest part of winter. From around December 21st, the winter solstice, when night wins its longest victory, to January the 6th, they observed what Germanic cultures called the Rauhnächte, literally the rough nights or smoke nights. Not rough because they were difficult, rough because they were raw, unfinished, a space between spaces. Think of it like this. Imagine the year as a book. January through December are the chapters. But the Rauhnächte? These 13 nights are the margins, the white space where you get to scribble notes, highlight what mattered, cross out what didn't serve you, and sketch what you want the next volume to look like. Our ancestors weren't superstitious fools. They were survival experts who understood something we've forgotten. Transition requires ritual. The turn from one year to the next isn't just a calendar flip, it's an opportunity, a threshold. And every threshold deserves acknowledgement. Here's what they believed, and what you can choose to embrace, adapt, or simply appreciate. During these 13 nights, the veil is thin, a poetic way of saying that in the quiet darkness of winter, when nature itself is dormant, we have unusual access to our inner wisdom, to our intuition, to the truths we normally drown out with busyness. Each night traditionally corresponds to 1 month of the coming year. Night 1 equals January, night 2 equals February, and so on. But here's what I want you to know. You don't have to believe in veils or spirits or anything supernatural to benefit from this practice. You can approach these nights as a mindfulness practice, a journaling retreat spread across 13 days, a self-love ritual, an excuse to light candles and think deep thoughts, actual magic, if that's your jam. The only rule is this: intention. Whatever language you use, whether you call this magic, meditation, or me time, the power comes from one thing: choosing to pay attention, choosing to love yourself enough to pause and ask, what do I need to release? What do I want to invite in? After all, what's the harm in practices of self-improvement and self-love? In giving yourself permission to hope, to dream, to intentionally design a life that feels good? Absolutely none. Throughout this course, you'll find historical context, because stories matter, and your ancestors were brilliant. Suggested practices for each night, totally adaptable. Rituals you can make your own. Light a candle, or don't, you decide. Inspiration to make the final night your most impactful, and permission to make this practice as magical or as practical as you want. This is your love letter to yourself, written over 13 nights in whatever ink you choose. So welcome. Whether you're here for the magic, the mindfulness, or just because you're tired of making New Year's resolutions that fail by February, you're in the right place. Let's unwrap these rough nights together and discover what the darkness has been trying to teach us all along. That rest isn't the opposite of productivity. That pause isn't emptiness. That sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stop, breathe, and ask yourself, what would loving myself look like this year? The next 13 nights are your chance to answer.